It's Christmas season again. All this village girl must collect up way. Every December, as Christmas lights filled the streets, Kene packed his bags with only one mission: return to the village and chase as many women as he could. To him, Christmas wasn't about family, or love, or gratitude. It was his season of conquest, and every year, he left a trail of broken hearts behind. In the village, everyone already knew Kene's reputation. Mothers warned their daughters, fathers warned their wives, but Kene always came back with charm, fake smiles, sweet lies, and the confidence of a man who feared no consequences. 2 Christmases ago, Kene met Amora, a gentle girl with innocent eyes. He promised her marriage. He took her to his lodge, swore eternal love, and the moment January came, he blocked her, disappeared, and left her shattered. One Christmas night, Kene almost lost his life. He sneaked into the home of a married woman, Adebi, but before he could leave, her husband returned unexpectedly. Kene had to escape through the window wearing only his singlet, and instead of learning a lesson, he laughed about it. One year, he went too far. In the excitement of Christmas parties, palm wine, and music, he seduced a girl he did not know was his own cousin. When the family discovered, they kept it quietly, but the shame never left the family name. This Christmas, something felt different. A strange girl arrived in the village, Knack, beautiful, quiet, always alone. Nobody knew where she came from, but her eyes. Her eyes carried a mystery Kene couldn't resist. The moment Kene saw her, the hunter inside him awoke. To him, she was just another holiday adventure. He didn't know this girl was unlike the others, and for the first time, he wasn't the predator, he was the prey. Kene approached her with his usual charm, sweet words, smile, boldness, but Knack didn't blush, she didn't giggle. She only stared deeply into his eyes and whispered, "You like to break hearts, don't you?" Kene froze. Later that night, she invited Kene to her house at the edge of the village. No one lived there, no one even used that road anymore, but blinded by desire, Kene followed. Laughing, bragging, thinking this was just another conquest. As Kene and Knack walked into the darkness, an old woman from the village shouted from afar, "Kene, leave that girl alone. She is not one of us." But Kene laughed and waved her off, not knowing he had just ignored the last warning he would ever get. Kene stepped inside the house, and instantly felt the air change, cold, heavy, silent. Christmas lanterns hung everywhere, but none of them gave light. It was as if the house was swallowing the brightness. Kene thought she brought him here for pleasure, until she sat before him, calm, almost too calm, her eyes sharpened, and her voice dropped to a cold whisper. "You have walked through too many doors, Kene. Tonight, you walk through the last one." In a blink, her beauty changed. Knack's skin grew pale, her smile stretched unnaturally, and her hair lifted as if blown by a wind no one could feel. Kene stumbled back, trembling. This was no woman, this was something ancient. She circled him slowly, her voice echoing like 10 people speaking at once. "You take hearts and break them, so I take your strength, your health, your fortune." The air tightened. His chest burned. He tried to shout, but no sound came out. Then everything went dark. Kene collapsed on the floor, gasping for breath. When he opened his eyes, the house was empty, the girl was gone, and on the wall, written in ashes, were the words, "Why you will not see the next Christmas." Kene became desperate. He couldn't breathe properly. He couldn't walk. Every night the nightmares got worse, so he visited a well-known prophet in town, a skinny elderly man known for exposing hidden enemies. The moment Kene walked into his prayer room, the prophet stepped back, trembling. "Young man, something dark is following you, a spirit of vengeance." Kene swallowed hard. He didn't need a prophet to tell him that. The prophet tried to pray. He shouted. He commanded. He sprinkled holy water, but suddenly the lamp in the room went off. A cold wind swept through the building, and a female voice whispered, "I am not leaving." The prophet screamed and ran outside. For the first time in his 20 years, he abandoned a deliverance session. That night, Kene sat alone in his apartment. He couldn't eat, he couldn't think. The air felt heavy, like someone else was breathing beside him. Then, the Christmas lights on his wall flickered. One by one, they turned red. A cold hand touched his shoulder. He turned slowly, and saw her, the girl, the witch, standing in his living room in a red Christmas gown. Smiling, she walked toward him slowly, her bare feet making no sound. Kene, you have lived a life of using women. A life of lies, a life without consequences. Her voice echoed like 10 people speaking at once, but every Christmas has judgment. She placed her finger on his forehead, his vision blurred, his ears rang, then she whispered, "Next Christmas, your name ends." For the first time, Kene cried like a child. He begged, he apologized, he rolled on the floor, shaking and sweating. He called his mother, he confessed his lifestyle, he called a pastor, he cried to God, but nothing changed. His sickness grew worse, his businesses kept collapsing, the curse had reached the point of no return. Christmas Eve arrived, but this time, Kene did not travel to the village. He stayed alone in his apartment, weak, thin, barely recognizable. The doctor didn't understand his sickness, tests showed nothing, yet he couldn't walk without trembling, he couldn't sleep without hearing her voice. That night, as the clock struck 12, the room temperature dropped, the Christmas tree lights blinked off and on, green, red, like a countdown to his fate. He felt a cold breeze though the windows were locked, the curtains moved gently, then, the room darkened, a soft humming filled the air. The same melody she sang the night he slept with her, and slowly, she walked out from the shadows, the same red Christmas dress, the same beautiful face, but her eyes, black like a moonless night. Her voice was calm, too calm. "Kene, do you know who I am?" He shook violently. "I am the daughter of the woman you destroyed years ago, the girl you slept with and abandoned, the one who almost died because of your lies. I took an oath that any Christmas you hurt a woman, your judgment would come." Kene fell to the floor. He remembered, he had forgotten her, but she had never forgotten him. She knelt beside him, her cold fingers lifted his chin. "Your sickness, your losses, your nightmares, were warnings." She leaned close to his ear. "But you ignored every sign." She whispered the final words, "Tonight, your chapter ends." The room shook, the Christmas tree fell, the lights burst one by one. Kene screamed until his voice disappeared. On Christmas morning, neighbors complained of a strange smell coming from Kene's door. They broke it open, and found him lying on the floor, lifeless. Some said he died of heart failure, some said spiritual attack, but the villagers, they believed it was karma, and from that year on, parents warned their sons, "Don't live like Kene, because Christmas doesn't forget." Subscribe for more interesting stories.